Hello everyone, my name is LaPrecious and welcome to my channel, Let's Talk with LaPrecious. So today I'll be talking to you all about the whole favor ain't fair rave that a lot of us have heard in the Black church, that a lot of us are thinking about, and that a lot of us are really wondering if favor really is fair, or if the whole phrase of favor ain't fair is just some boastful, braggish statement that people want to make about how better off they are than us. So the reason why I brought this subject to the forefront is because I've been dealing with a lot personally, and what I've been dealing with a lot personally is that I'm the person who's always dealt with people coming against me, picking on me, bullying me, criticizing me, talking about me behind my back, talking about me in front of my face, and just trying to make life a living hell for me. And I've always wondered, why is it that people just seem to be so in love with the people that are hurting me? I'm sure many of you have had, family members favored over you, like the favorite cousin, the favorite sibling, or even your parents may be favored over you by your grandparents. Or you may have that friend that seems to be favored by everybody, and there's just this thought going on in your head, is this, why is it that this person that is so rude, so disrespectful, so mean, so vindictive, so salacious, just loved and adored and admired by everybody? And it seems like me as a person, or people who may be in the same shoes as me, get treated like crap, get treated like dogs, get chewed up, spit out, told no, you can't have this, you can't have that, getting manipulated and taken advantage of, and just really just towed up. And one thing that I've always wondered about God is that, why does he keep blessing people like that? Now, I'm not like a lot of y'all so-called Christians that get so mad and upset when somebody wants to question God, because a lot of y'all will probably be at peace and not so holier than thou and so messed up and so attitudish if you got some stuff answered from God about you. Because I'm sure a lot of people in the world have a lot of questions for God, because I know I do and I have. And so why not ask the man upstairs that sees everything and that knows everything and that can do all things, and that's anywhere, everywhere? So why not ask him? And I've asked him, why is it that these people are getting favored and not me? Because there is nothing in the Bible where it says that God condones people being mean towards other people, lashing out against other people, hating on other people, being jealous of other people, tearing people up, chewing people up, spitting people out, and whatnot. The Bible doesn't condone none of that. Jesus didn't, God doesn't, and the Holy Spirit certainly doesn't bless stuff like that. So this whole thing about people thinking that they're favored because they get to treat people like dogs and treat people like dirt, and they still have these little fans and cheerleaders backing them up and egging them on, that's not godly. And I don't care what anybody else says about that. I don't see how anybody who calls themselves a Christian could not labor, but labor, not labor, sorry, label, got it, can label behavior like that as something that's so smiled upon and honored by God. Like, get out of here with that crap. And then another thing that doesn't add up is, you have a lot of people, and I'm finna bash the Black church, and a lot of y'all finna get mad, but I need to say it. You constantly say, oh, favor ain't fair. You can't get mad at me because you don't have a favor that God is showing on me and everything. Why would you want to throw that up in somebody's face, making somebody hate you, making somebody want to have what you have, and making somebody want to kill you or hurt you or somehow wish bad upon you to get what you got? Because a lot of y'all that are very arrogant and boastful and bragful, y'all love to talk about people hating on y'all and people want what y'all got. But the reason why y'all have haters is because y'all make people hate you. You make people want to have what you have, because you make people feel so bad for not having what you have. Because when it's all said and done, whenever I've been blessed by God, I never danced down around or pranced down around people. I never took pictures of my paycheck and showed it off to people on social media. Never took pictures of my uniform or my name tag, or flash my wigs or my nails or outfits and stuff in front of people. I never did that, because what purpose does that serve? Making somebody hate me or want to be like me, and pretty much inviting the devil into my space, getting in my face, trying to deter me from what God has for me. So a lot of y'all that's wrapped up in this whole favor ain't fair and God got what God got for me, it's only for me, you just mad because he ain't got it for you. Y'all need to sit down somewhere with that. Better yet, go sit at the table over there with the mean girls and the jocks and the bully cheerleaders over there, where they do that stuff at. Because if anybody says that stuff is godly, it's not. And I've even done research myself. Now, I don't have the scriptures to give you all, and I don't have the tools to give you all. But all I'm saying is that I know my mind and I know my heart. And I can vouch for myself that I'm telling the truth when I say this. It doesn't say anywhere in the Bible where people that are mean, rude, vindictive, vicious, angry, bitter, dramatic, and just a hateful, mean, vindictive person. It doesn't say nowhere in that Bible that God condones stuff like that. So that's number one. So a lot of y'all that think that, I hate to bust your bubble, or I hate to press your buttons, but it's not, God doesn't favor you for that. God does not favor you for that. God does not like that you're doing that. And God is not going to bless that. Because it's real funny how a lot of y'all want to be so mean and rude to folks and make other people feel so bad for not being y'all. And then you got the nerve to be all up in church dancing up and down the aisles and shouting, I thank you, God, because I'm blessed and highly favored by you. How can you expect God to bless you for that? How you expect God to move you up the elevator of success and you kicking people down the elevator just so you can get higher up? But then also, y'all be the main ones saying the same ones you see up are going to be on your way down, but you don't even know you're going to be the one bringing yourself down and see the people you kick down coming up over you. Second point I want to make is that it does talk about favor in the Bible, and it does talk about how we can receive favor from God in the Bible. Now, based off of the Bible verses I've read, the only way that you can receive favor this way from God is by being obedient to him. When you love God, when you serve God, when you treat people right, and when you always give God, no matter where you go or no matter what you do or no matter who you're with, you're going to be blessed for that. And God is going to honor that, and God is going to favor that. Now, when it comes to this whole thing about favor, we often get it mixed up with favoritism. God is for favor, but he's not for favoritism, because if you look in the New Testament, he talks about how God does not like favoritism. There was even an apostle in the New Testament that, had to get corrected because he was preaching one word to one group of people another way than he was preaching it to another group of people. And that's what people nowadays do when it comes to this favoritism tip that a lot of us have either seen or either on right now. When you favor folks over other people, it's wrong. Now, when I say favor, I'm not talking about picking the right ones for you or picking the right ones for your team or just, clicking up with the right people, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to pick the right people for your life or for your business or whatever you're trying to do so that you can have normalcy and order in whatever you're doing. But when you favor somebody, as in you picking this girl because she's prettier, in your mind, she's prettier, she's stouter, she's louder, she's more likable and whatnot over somebody else, God doesn't like that. When you pick somebody who's more richer or wealthier, or they're lining your pockets with money and they're doing wrong, but you choosing not to say nothing or expose them because then you'll be out of a paycheck, God doesn't like stuff like that. So, and I'm sure there are many other examples of favoritism, but that's the type of favoritism God doesn't show. And that's the type of favoritism that God doesn't like. Now, when it comes to his form of favor, God loves things that are pleasing to him. He loves things that honor his name. He loves people that honor who he is in everything that they do and everywhere that they go and whomever they talk to or meet with. So that's how you can get God's favor. But when it comes to this, oh, I'm better than you, I'm blessed and highly favored, and you mad because you don't have the same favor that God is showing to me, God don't like stuff like that. Because if God is against favoritism, and he's also against boasting and bragging and being arrogant, because God lets us know as clear as day, he's the only one that sits high and looks down low, and he's the only one that can have the last say and the last laugh. So since it's his job to do all of this stuff, no, none of us have no right to dangle stuff up in people's faces saying God is blessing me and he's not blessing you. Ha ha, that's what you get. And don't be mad at me because God like me more than he like you. God ain't into stuff like that. He's not down with stuff like that. He doesn't appreciate stuff like that. And to all of you that are preaching that old nasty rhetoric in churches, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves because God is not a part of that. God will never want you to provoke jealousy in someone else, to provoke arrogance in someone else, to provoke meanness or hate or animosity in someone else for what he's done for you. Because when it's all said and done, when God blesses us, it is supposed to partially please us and please him. But the reason why it says in his word that he wants our enemies to sit at the table with us, because even he wants our enemies to see that he can bless them just like he's blessing us. And a lot of y'all miss that. Y'all sit up here and y'all say that y'all have haters and naysayers and naggers and whatnot, but y'all are missing the whole thing. God is not blessing you just for you, but he's blessing you to be a blessing to somebody else, to show how if a lot of us would just humble ourselves and turn our faces from our wicked ways and turn our faces up to him, then we could get blessed like that too. So I thought that I would just like to share that with y'all. And I thought that I would just really like to, just dabble into that myself, because I've wondered, God, why is it that you're not blessing me like everybody else? Because I know I was about to end the video, but I just feel like I should share this with you because I'm a 23-year-old woman and I work two jobs. I'm a teacher's assistant and I work at a fast food restaurant. I'm very responsible with my money. I watch my pennies, I watch my dollars, and I invest my money into the best, ventures that I could possibly invest in. And, I have my days where I'm frustrated, mad, upset, happy, and whatever, like a normal person. But I've always wondered, why is it that God has never blessed me with what I've seen him bless other people with? Because throughout my life, I've lived a normal childhood, but I've always had to deal with disappointment in two main areas. I've always had to deal with disappointment in my family because I know what it's like to have family members pitted against me. And I know what it's like to have family members favored over me. And I know what it's like to have family members made to feel like I hate them or I'm against them or I just don't want to be down with them because I believe differently and I see things differently than what they see it. But I've also experienced a lot of heartache and pain and disappointments in the relationship department in my life because for whatever reason, God just won't allow a man of my liking to cooperate with me and to work with me and to get into me. And then what's messing me up is he's just doing that for so many other women but me. Because a lot of people have told me, you're young, you're pretty, you're this and you're that. But it's like, I know that I'm young and I know that I'm pretty, but why isn't that a man hasn't come to me and given me what I wanted him to give me? And, some people may think that due to me being so young, wanting to be married, that it's about sex. It partially is about sex because I know for a fact I don't want to have sex with multiple men for the rest of my life. I don't think that that's normal for me. I don't think that that's appropriate for me. And I really don't want to put my own health at risk by sleeping with all these different men and possibly catching a disease or even having babies out of wedlock and not being able to properly take care of them the way that I would like to. And so, yes, I do want to get married because of sex, but I also want to get married to have that family unit that I never had. But I also want to have children to love and to provide for and to take care of the way that wasn't always done for me. And, I've always had this tip with God. I'm like, you've blessed so many women with what I'm asking you for. And why don't you have that for me? I had a sister who was 15 years old that ended up pregnant and having a baby. And then, I had a cousin who always had men chasing after her, men looking at her, gawking at her, never had issues getting a boyfriend. And I've even had, acquaintances that I've spoken to throughout the years and even friends. You know how y'all had them friends sometimes where they always the popular one. All the boys be after them or the men be after them. And sometimes they're a little catty to you and a little mean and insensitive to your feelings because they don't know what it's like to not have everybody calling their name or singing their praises or being all up in their face because they want to date them instead of taking advantage of them. And, I've just constantly asked God, like, why is it that you don't have this for me? It's like you're blessing everybody else around me with it, but you're not blessing me with it. And I've been told, all my life that maybe you're not in the right place, you're not with the right people and whatnot. And it's just really messed me up because I've had a lot of people not only tell me that, but it's like they try to shame me with God and saying, you don't know what God has for you. God may not have that for you and this, that, and the third, but they'll turn around and hope and pray and wish that for somebody else. And, and it's just really a jacked up way of feeling and being treated. And, I've always asked God, why is it that you have this for everybody else, but you don't have it for me? Because it just seems like he's always blessing people that are against him. Because the Bible does say, that hell is real, that sinners will go to hell, and I understand God shows mercy and grace, and and he reigns on the just as well as the unjust. And, it said Jesus came to heal the sick and not the saved. And I understand that, but it's like, why does he always bless them with so much? And it's like the faithful ones have to be oppressed. We have to be persecuted. We have to go through so much. We have to always deal with people hating us and not praising us. And it's like, why is it, God, that you want us to suffer so much like Jesus did, longer than he had to on the cross? And all these people that hate you, you blessing them. It's like you blessing them with babies. You blessing them with husbands. You're blessing them with businesses. And you're just blessing them with everything. And I just don't understand it. And so this is something that I battle with God a lot. And I really do pray and hope that he doesn't answer me with these questions, but that he blesses me with my requests, because lately I've been feeling like God has just been breaking my heart a lot, because it's like every time I desire something, it's like, boom, you can't have it. Boom, it's not meant for you. Boom, in life, blah, 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 blah. And I just hear them little stupid cliches that everybody loves to throw around and prance around and just teach everybody, instead of him blessing me with what I asked him for. I don't live life to be disappointed. I don't live life to go through. I live life to enjoy and to dwell in and whatnot, like everybody else. Because it really does seem like sometimes that God just don't want nothing for some people but for them to just suffer. And you see these piss poor examples of people, and I know that sounds harsh to say as a Christian, but I'm just going to keep it real. You see these piss poor examples of people just getting blessed with everything. And so now I'm about to, end my video. I hope that you all were enlightened by this video. I hope that this sparked a lot of questions in a lot of you. And I just really hope that this opens up a healthy conversation about Christ and, faith and religion and prayer, and about our purpose in life and what God really has for us, despite us yearning and longing for things that we desire in order to feel complete. So once again, I hope you all like this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section. Have a good day.